Let me welcome you to Module 2. And this module is entitled Respecting the Journey. We count the cost, think about cost, we think about benefit. We then need to take some time individually as well as teams to just simply understand the journey that people go through when they experience change. We put this adage up that if it isn't strange, it isn't change. We've all had enough experience with change to know that a change process that we personally go through, a change process that we've experienced in an organization in the past, a lot of strange things happen. What we provided for you is in the note pages, there's a lot there. We're not going to cover in detail all that is there. It's there for you to process. It gives you some understanding of some change models from William Bridges as well as Robert Quinn. And I'll touch in on those. There's a little bit of a touch in on a model by Bruce Avolio. They're there for you to simply get some perspective on how this matter of change is viewed. I'm going to use the PowerPoint slides and simply take us through a number of different things. This is the model of William Bridges and his take, and very wise take, that all change really begins with ending and losing and letting go of some things. We then go into a neutral zone. We hope to make our way to the land of deep change. And that land of deep change is the land of new beginnings. And every change effort desires new beginnings, but we have to begin with an understanding that there is loss. And respecting the journey is respecting the loss that people have to deal with and coming to grips with that, but also realizing they've got to go through a neutral zone. There's also this matter of a model by Robert Quinn, and that material is there for you as well. We've given you an overview, 3 pages or so, or 4 pages of the William Bridges model. Then there is reflecting on our change experiences. I'm going to get to that in a moment, but page 13 and 14 is the work of Robert Quinn, and this is his model. We move from the land of certainty. We hope to get to the land of deep change, and we have to go through the region of uncertainty. And we filled in the Quinn model there on page 14 for you, a number of things that what we find in the land of uncertainty, the experiences that people go through, very similar in the same way that Bridges deals with disorientation and so forth. We hope to get to deep change, but we have to go through the region of uncertainty, and that's where things always get very strange. They, in fact, get strange when we're still back in the land of certainty, and we often announce a change, and it's there that people immediately begin to feel emotions and so forth. The way in which you and your team can really help to raise your empathy of what change involves is to use the exercises that I've given to you in the pages that are there for you on page 10, 11, and 12. This is an exercise that will simply help you to come to grips with your own experience of change personally. So use that personal change experience overview. Take about 10 minutes with your team, and every person take 10 minutes and think about a personal change experience. Then think about an organizational change experience you've gone through and answer the questions that are there, and then share the results of your reflection with one another. What you're going to do by doing this is you're going to come to grips with the fact that you've known emotions in times of change, whether it's personal or organizational. You've observed the emotions of other people, and you've realized the emotions are multifaceted. They're all over the map. That gives you insight in respecting the journey. When you lead a group of people in a change, they're going to experience that change individually. They're going to think certain things, observe certain things, feel certain things. They're going to, in that change, want certain things, and it's very personal. It's very individual. This is where we understand that people are often anxious in change. The old cartographers used to draw maps of the known world of explorers and then the unknown. The unknown was always marked out by dragons. Every change experience brings people face to face with the unknown. And fear, anxiety is one of the most dominant emotions that people have in the midst of change. Now, as you think about other models, the Bruce Avolio model is this matter of the impending initiating state. He says that's where the region of uncertainty is in his model. But what I want to point out to you is that as you're thinking about respecting the journey, to realize the unit of analysis in change is not your organization. It's not your congregation. It's not your faith community. It's not your business. It's not this division or that division. Your unit of analysis, it turns out, are the individuals and people within that unit, that team, that organization. You might think, great, that just simply makes this far more complicated. Well, you're right. Because everyone in your organization and on your team has a story. And their story has to do with their identity. Every one of us walks around every day, and I have a story of identity about who I am. And I also have a story about who we are. It's my story. So when we bring about change, people are sitting there, and sometimes the change threatens their story about who they are. You need to come to grips with that and respect that. It also changes the story they carry in their head about who we are, what our church is, or what our business is, or what our entrepreneurial effort is all about. And if you bring a change, you're shifting up that story. You have to take time to not only understand that, but enter into that unit of analysis. This is why conversations are so vital. Listening is so vital. Taking time with people is so vital. Communicating with people is so vital. Respecting their journey is so vital in keeping the change. If you ignore their journey, if you dismiss their journey, if you critique and criticize and condemn their journey, right at that moment, you've lost them. You have to understand everyone has a story. And so the first principle in organizational change is you have to get at the self-concept. You must change the self-concept of individuals in order to change what the individual means by my organization or my church or my school. This becomes vitally important. Before we work the essentials, we have to respect the journey. This is what Module 2 is all about. We'll see you on the other side for this particular module on what it means to work the essentials.